I met Alicia a few times before. Last time we met, since then, your life has changed dramatically.
It has.
It's been a few years.
Yeah.
You're married now? You're a married woman?
Yeah.
You married Mr. Swizz Beatz, I believe.
That's true.
Swizz Beatz. That's his performing name, I guess.
That is.
Okay.
And his actual name is Kasim.
Kasim. So you're not Mrs. Beatz?
No, Mrs. Dean.
Mrs. Dean. So his real name's Kasim Dean. And there you. And is that you? Is that your little boy there with you?
Yeah, that's my little guy.
It began like so many scandals do, with a grainy, low-resolution clip slipping onto a shadowy fan forum in the early hours of a Tuesday morning. At first, it looked like just another private moment gone public, but within hours, it detonated across timelines and headlines. Viewers paused, blinked, rewound. That wasn't just anyone in the video. That was Swizz Beatz, unmistakable in his chain and his voice, and the woman with him? None other than Lala Anthony. And not just once, multiple timestamps. Over multiple years, different locations, different hairstyles, but always the same two, together, intimately, repeatedly.
Always so happy to see you guys.
Thank you.
You guys went to high school together?
No, I wish.
Oh, did you like know each other before?
Her best friend was a rapper in my class, and she used to always tell me, like, man, you gotta meet Ali, you gotta meet Ali. She's doing music, you doing music. And one day she finally came to pick up from school, and she was like, Swizz, come here, this is Ali, that's what I'm talking about.
We're talking about Alicia Keys' closest circle. Lala wasn't just a colleague or casual friend. She was part of Alicia's inner sanctum, red carpets, vacations, Sunday dinners, and now, allegedly, the centerpiece of a secret affair stretching back nearly half a decade. If betrayal had a masterclass, this would be the case study. The betrayal was surgical, personal and public, marital and maternal, all at once. It wasn't just her husband. It wasn't just her friend. It was both, at the same time. And the proof had now been streamed, clipped, saved, and dissected by millions. Sources close to Alicia have described her reaction as nothing short of volcanic. She's shattered beyond repair, one insider told us, adding that the moment she saw the footage, she locked herself in her La Jolla bedroom for over 24 hours. Not even Swizz, not even their sons could coax her out. She's humiliated, she's broken. This isn't just about infidelity, it's about trust, imploding at the highest level. She had built her brand, her life, on love, on loyalty, on blending what was once broken. Now she was staring at the ashes of it all.
And he was talking about his relationship with his wife. They've been married 15 years, and he says it's a healthy marriage. And he said what keeps it so healthy is, he said, first, they don't yell at each other. And they said, we've never had an argument.
And then came the second detonation, a claim, reportedly from a stylist who once worked with both Lala and Alicia, that Lala may have experienced a pregnancy scare during the affair. According to this source, Swizz panicked, allegedly going into full damage control mode, calling in lawyers, confidants, and a very specific non-disclosure template from a prior incident we're still trying to verify. The whispers only grew louder when Lala was spotted leaving a discreet Beverly Hills clinic with sunglasses at dusk, and no PR team in sight. The emotional stakes couldn't be higher. Alicia, who has long worn the crown of musical royalty with grounded grace, is said to be unraveling behind the scenes. This isn't just a marital crack, it's a mirror reflecting back a history she's tried hard to move beyond. For years, she's faced accusations of being the other woman in her own marriage origin story. Remember Mashonda's open letter? The public dragging, the home wrecker headlines? Alicia always denied she and Swizz began dating before his previous marriage had ended. But karma, as they say, doesn't check timestamps. It checks intent.
But this is the thing that I like about the two of you together, because it does feel that you are each other's cheerleaders. But is there ever healthy competition between the two of you?
You know, I would say no, because I feel that one of the things that really works about us is we're very different. Even the style of music is different from my style of music. We complement each other as opposed to kind of ever in each other's way. Or
It's this eerily full circle twist that has the internet breathing fire. Tweets calling this Karma Track 2 or labeling the scandal keys to her own cage have gone viral. Even some of her longtime defenders are asking difficult questions. Did Alicia ignore red flags? Was she so focused on building a picture-perfect blended family that she missed what was happening under her own roof? And now, with 2 children in the middle and a legacy under threat, the fallout is anything but symbolic. What happened behind closed doors next, though, makes the betrayal even more chilling. According to multiple sources close to the couple, Alicia allegedly staged a private confrontation with Swizz and Lala after discovering the footage. Phones were collected, security stood outside. What happened inside has only leaked in fragments, but the word explosive keeps surfacing. Screaming, denials, alleged confessions. At one point, a beverage glass was hurled, though it's unclear who threw it or where it landed. By the end, insiders say Alicia was in tears, Swizz was reportedly shaking, and Lala left without saying a word.
What happens when you're working on music and he does something that you don't think is great, or she does something that you don't think is great?
It's easy.
Is it easy?
It's very hard for me to find something that she can't do great.
Well, just suppose. I mean, because everybody's
true.
going, Alicia, that's great, great, great. Swizz, that's great, great, great.
Oh, I told
and
the
you're
truth.
sitting there saying,
he's brutally honest. I'm like, babe, could you like be a little sweeter with the way you gave that to me? Just a tiny.
And no, we're not talking about some years old fling dug up for clickbait. The timeline on the footage suggests this was active and recent. The affair, if confirmed, appears to have continued through major public milestones. Their 10-year anniversary posts, family ski trips, even Swizz's emotional Father's Day montage. At least one source has claimed Lala attended the same holiday dinner where Alicia had toasted chosen family. It gets darker. The house they toured in Montecito, now rumored to be bought with an eye toward starting over, before this mess dropped, the joint project Alicia and Lala were quietly developing, a docuseries about modern motherhood, has been scrubbed from pitch decks. And Swizz? He's gone completely silent on social media. A man once famous for overposting love letters, now reportedly holed up in a separate property just outside Malibu.
so music has been a big part of your lives for a very long time.
Absolutely.
So what does it mean to you both as we sit here getting ready to celebrate Grammy weekend?
Well, for me, music is the instrument of life.
I agree. I feel like music is it's the answer, it's the reason. It's so powerful. That's why we all love it.
We've also heard that Alicia is questioning everyone around her. One friend said she's on a loyalty cleanse, reviewing every text, every collaboration, even past messages from her team. If she can't trust her best friend and her husband, who can she trust? The source asked, adding that Alicia has canceled several upcoming appearances and is considering postponing her next album rollout entirely. And remember, this isn't just a marriage, it's a brand. The Deans have spent the last decade crafting an image of harmony, public letters of praise, matching family outfits, co-parenting brunches with Swizz's ex, Mashonda. That picture-perfect facade now feels like a house of cards collapsing in slow motion. The woman who once sang Karma with a piano and a vengeance is now watching that lyric come home in real time, with cameras rolling and receipts in hand. What makes this all even more surreal is that Alicia, in the eyes of many fans, had won. She had smoothed over the scandal of her beginnings. She had brought exes together, written about healing, brushed aside whispers. Now those whispers are back, screaming, and some are pointing to that old open letter from Mashonda with a new appreciation. Was this the pattern all along?
At all.
He's that guy. He's always that guy. So I think that's what happens. You might get misconstrued, and then you start only thinking about yourself as opposed to making sure that everybody is good. So as long as that's happening and there's a balance, then
We're told that even Alicia's mother, Taria Joseph, usually a private presence, is involved now, trying to steady her daughter. She hasn't seen her like this since the early years, one family friend claimed. Not during the tabloid wave, not even during postpartum. This is different. This is betrayal from both sides. It's spiritual. As for Lala, she's reportedly gone dark. Her team has declined comment, her socials have shifted to cryptic quotes, and she's pulled out of 2 scheduled events, including a panel on women supporting women. There are whispers that she's moved into a hotel temporarily, although some say she's staying at a friend's home in Encino. No one can confirm whether she's spoken to Alicia since the confrontation. But the silence is loud. Some are now turning their attention to Lala Anthony herself, questioning whether this affair was truly accidental or if it was a cold, calculated move in a far more personal game. For years, Lala endured her own public unraveling thanks to her ex-husband Carmelo Anthony's string of betrayals. From cheating rumors to a messy breakup triggered by allegations of a love child, Lala played the role of the humiliated wife in the tabloids. And while she kept her head high in public, insiders claim she never forgot the sting. So when whispers began surfacing that she was the one betraying someone else, this time, Alicia, it begged the question, was this a reckless act of passion or an intentional twist of the knife?
are you not supposed to have something nice? I think we're taught that we're not supposed to have nice things because it's somehow unholy or not right. And I think
There's a theory swirling in industry circles that this wasn't just about Swizz Beatz. It was about control, about turning the tables after years of being dragged through public mud. A so-called revenge affair meant to upend the narrative and remind the world that Lala isn't the one to be pitied. She's the one pulling strings now. The timing raises eyebrows. The alleged affair reportedly ramped up not long after Carmelo's last scandal made headlines. And with Lala's name suddenly splashed across gossip blogs once again, but this time as the instigator, not the victim, some say she found a sense of power in the chaos, even as it threatened to destroy everything around her. But if that was the game, the board may have collapsed beneath her. What may have started as a twisted reclamation of dignity could now be spiraling into a mess far bigger than anticipated. In trying to reclaim agency, Lala may have cost herself the trust of a longtime friend and the respect of a public that once rallied behind her. If this was about rewriting her narrative, it's unclear whether she'll get to hold the pen again. Because in this triangle of betrayal, no one walks away unscathed. And sometimes, in trying to punish the past, we only poison the future.
To be like, guess what? I want this. What are you gonna do about it? Accommodate me, as opposed to me always accommodating you. So that's the part that so I started to recognize that that's what I was doing. And I thought it was humility. I thought it was, fluidity. I thought it was kindness. I thought it was whatever, but I realized it was actually, I felt some type of way about, I didn't have the self-worth that I should have had.
Swizz, once known for his charm and his love bombs, is now allegedly scrambling to control the narrative. Some say he's calling old media contacts, trying to find sympathetic outlets. Others claim he's been ghosting both Alicia and Lala in the last 48 hours. One source described him as a man who just blew up his entire life and doesn't know which piece to catch first. And Alicia, we hear she's considering leaving Los Angeles altogether, at least temporarily. She's reportedly been in close contact with her brother, Cole Cook, and is leaning heavily on a very small, very tight group of confidants. No press, no performances, just silence, and maybe behind-the-scenes strategy. Because let's not forget, Alicia Keys is a powerhouse, but she's also human. And right now, she's bleeding from a wound that no PR team can patch. Is this the unraveling of a carefully crafted fairy tale? Is this the price of building on someone else's broken foundation? Or is this just the first ripple in what could become a tidal wave of reckoning, not just for Alicia, but for the whole house of Dean?
I'm a lot of the same person that I've always been. I'm definitely that same kind of empathetic, relatable, boots on the ground type of girl, woman. But I definitely have a lot more wisdom. I have a lot more confidence. I have a lot more understanding of just what's real and what's fake. I think sometimes this world, this game, this industry can really be confusing. You get confused about what's actual and what's not.
And just when we thought it couldn't spiral further, the cracks beneath Swizz Beatz' polished exterior have begun to split wide open. This isn't an isolated scandal. It's just the latest entry in what many now believe is a long-running pattern of deception. Industry veterans are calling it a web that he's been weaving for years, with threads dating all the way back to his messy split from Mashonda. That divorce was never just about creative differences or growing apart. According to one former A&R rep at J Records, Swizz had multiple fires burning at once, even as Mashonda was still in recovery from childbirth. She wasn't just blindsided. She was betrayed mid-sentence while the paint was still drying in the nursery. And now we're being forced to ask, did Alicia know what she was signing up for? Because while the public narrative painted Swizz as a misunderstood romantic caught between two timelines, insiders say the truth was far murkier. Swizz never stopped moving like a bachelor, said one anonymous music executive who worked closely with him during the early 2010s. Private jets, backroom flings, after parties that turned into extended absences. Alicia saw more than she let on. Several stylists and assistants close to the couple have hinted at tension as early as 2015, moments when Alicia would show up to events solo, the smiles strained, the ring notably absent. The image was still intact, but the foundation already crumbling. There's even talk of quiet settlements, NDA-backed arrangements to keep certain stories from leaking during major album cycles or endorsements. A former road manager recalls a rushed wire transfer made from a joint business account the same week a woman in Miami began making uncomfortable noise about a supposed romantic entanglement. Whether true or not, these allegations paint a picture of Swizz as a man caught in a cycle. One hand on the mixing board, the other stirring chaos behind the curtain. And through it all, Alicia stood by him, loyal, composed, silent. Until now.
I think you're right. And I guess I didn't ever realize it because I live with myself. So I know who I am and I know how I feel and I know what I do and I know how I vibe. And all of my friends and people that rock with me, they know me. So
because behind the scenes, we're told, Alicia's silence has turned inward. She's reportedly begun attending intense therapy sessions, multiple times a week, often in complete secrecy. And according to someone in her circle, those sessions haven't been easy. She's breaking down walls she built a long time ago, the source shared, and what she's realizing is terrifying. We're hearing that Alicia has started to confront a chilling question, one that's haunted her for years, but now screams louder than ever. Is this scandal a mirror? A karmic backlash from her own origin story? And let's not forget, when Alicia and Swizz first went public, the internet exploded with accusations. Mashonda, reeling from her public divorce, didn't hold back. That now infamous open letter called Alicia out for what many still believe was an affair that began long before papers were signed. Alicia denied it, Swizz downplayed it, but for some, the math never quite added up. And now, in the rubble of her own marriage, Alicia is reportedly questioning everything. One therapist close to the star says she's been wrestling with a deep sense of spiritual guilt, confessing that part of her wonders if she's paying the emotional price for sins she once justified as passion. It's a painful irony, this woman who became the face of empowerment and healing, now quietly unraveling behind the image. We've always seen Alicia as the unshakable one, the calm, the balance, the woman who co-parented with grace, who forgave, who harmonized. But now she's allegedly battling insomnia, paranoia, and a trust so shattered she's questioning not just her marriage, but her intuition. Did she ignore the signs? Did she believe in a love that was never fully hers to begin with? Did she choose silence over self-respect?
You and Alicia have been married for 13 years. You have a 13th wedding anniversary coming up.
Yes.
With Miss Keys, who we love. Oh my God.
The internet certainly thinks so. Across social media platforms, the backlash is swelling. And it's not just about Swizz. Fans, former fans, and critics alike are digging up the past with a vengeance. She played Mashonda like a fool, and now look, one tweet read, racking up hundreds of thousands of likes. This is just karma doing what karma does. Reddit threads are ablaze with users dissecting Alicia's lyrics, interviews, and even her memoir, More Myself, looking for cracks in the narrative. She sold us a fairy tale while playing the villain, one comment claimed. The same way she got him is the same way she lost him. Some are even turning Alicia's own words against her. In Karma, the haunting ballad she once dedicated to exes who betrayed her, she sings, "What goes around, comes around. What goes up, must come down." It's a lyric that now reads more like prophecy than poetry. And as that line echoes across reels and remixes, it's becoming a weapon used by the very public she once inspired. Brand experts are now weighing in too. One longtime PR consultant described the scandal as potentially devastating for Alicia's carefully curated image. She's always been positioned as above the drama, someone emotionally evolved, socially conscious, too dignified for mess. But now that aura is cracking, and when an image breaks, it doesn't just bruise, it bleeds. Already, we've seen her name dropped from an upcoming wellness campaign and whispers of her stepping back from philanthropic partnerships. Behind every closed-door boardroom, there's one looming question. Can Alicia Keys survive this? Because this is no longer just about one tape or one affair. It's about perception, legacy, the fine line between who a star is and who they've convinced us they are. And in Alicia's case, the fall feels heavier because the pedestal was so high. She wasn't just a singer. She was a role model, a mother figure, a poster child for blended families and forgiveness. Now, she's standing in the wreckage of a life that may never have been as whole as we believed. We don't know yet how Alicia will respond, whether she'll go fully silent or come back swinging with a confessional ballad, a teary interview, or a dramatic reinvention. But one thing is clear, the days of perfection are over. The public wants answers. The narrative is slipping out of her control, and in an industry built on illusion, the truth, when it finally surfaces, rarely shows mercy. So here's the million-dollar question we're all left asking. Is this the final curtain on Alicia Keys' fairy tale? Or will she pull off the ultimate comeback and rewrite her story once more? Let us know what you think in the comments, because in the world of fame, even a queen can lose her crown. Until next time, stay tuned, stay bold, and remember, every empire has its secrets.